People may have worked out that this is a captaincy special because, of course, Harry's here and so is Captain Marvel himself. Robert, what did you think when Harry was given the armband? Obviously, he was given it very early into his career at United. Was he the person that you thought, that's who I want in charge? That's the leader I see in this team.
No, I thought it was deserved. Harry had done really well in the World Cup with England, did really well with Leicester. And so when you sign a player like him who's in a central position and is a defender and a midfield player, I think that's where the captaincy should come from. But you've got to be a demanding figure, on your teammates and an organiser. And I think Harry portrayed that as soon as he came into the club. He wasn't overawed about playing for Manchester United, which was another good thing. So I think Ollie's made the right decision by giving Harry the captaincy. And since then, off the pitch and that, he's had an influence on the boys as well about how you should go as being a Manchester United player and doing the commercial stuff as well as looking after yourself, off the pitch and being a Manchester United player. So, I think he's a top player. He's got the right attitude to be a Manchester United captain. And I think it's a good decision by Ollie.
Harry, there's no sort of book, I guess, for how to be a captain or how to be a captain at a club like Manchester United. How have you found it? And especially in such difficult circumstances like this?
Yeah, I think every captain will be different. Every captain will act different. But I think you've all got the same morals, really. I think first and foremost, as a captain, you've got to look after your own performance. You've got to make sure that when you step onto the pitch, you're responsible, you're trustworthy, and your performance they're not inconsistent. You've got to keep a consistent performance so everyone can look at you and try and build a team around you. And then off the pitch, obviously Manchester United is such a big, iconic club that you've got commercials, and it's so important that as a team we stick together, especially through times like it is now. It's obviously strange for myself, especially being a captain, but now I'm in constant contact with the coaching staff and the players. The players that I'm sure are all keeping as fit as they can. They've got no excuses really with how much time they've got on their hands. So if anyone comes back unfit, I'm sure the boss won't be happy. So I don't think they need to check up on us too much in terms of the fitness and the physical. Maybe mentally is probably the hardest bit, to keep your mind fresh and to keep positive during this time. But like I said, when we get back on the pitch, I'm sure we'll be all raring to go.
Harry, you've obviously played under different captains at different clubs. You've mentioned a few qualities there that you think are important, but will you take anything from the captains you've played under at different clubs? Yeah,
definitely. I think I've been lucky enough to play under some really good captains, really experienced players. I love speaking to ex-captains and seeing how they went about things. I find it interesting to listen to Gary and Roy when I hear them speaking there. Podcasts, etc. But no, it's. I think like I was playing under Chris Morgan when I was at Sheffield United, who I learnt an awful amount from. I went to Fulham, Michael Dawson was there, and then at Leicester, Wes Morgan. So three really experienced pros who's been up and down the leagues and seen everything really. So no, definitely, I feel like I've learnt an awful amount from them all.
Bryan, when you joined Manchester United, you became Britain's most expensive football player. Harry, when you joined Manchester United, you became Britain's most expensive football player. Did that matter to either of you? Was it something that added pressure, or was it just business that was to do with other people and all you cared about was the move and joining the club? Bryan, you can go first because you did it first.
Well, to tell the truth, I'm not like Harry because I didn't really settle in, or I didn't think I did when I first came into United. I settled into the dressing room and all that. That wasn't a problem. But on the pitch, I just felt I was trying too hard and doing things which I wouldn't normally do just by trying too hard. Then in my first season, it was the World Cup in Spain. So go to the World Cup in Spain, 82. Thought about me performances for United. And I had a good World Cup, and when I came back from the World Cup, I was full of confidence. And when I got into the 82-83 season, I knew I was playing why Manchester United and Ron Atkinson had bought me, because I started relaxing, enjoying me football, and started playing a lot better.
Okay, what about you, Harry? Did it matter? Did it feel like something you had to think about?
Generally, I wouldn't say so, no. I think when I joined Manchester United, I probably joined... What age was you, Brian, when you joined Manchester United?
I was 24, Harry.
Yeah, so I was 26. I felt like I was an experienced player when I joined Manchester United. I've been through so much in my career already. I've had promotions, relegations, played under numerous managers being sacked, played under caretakers. I feel like I've done an awful amount, which I've learned an awful lot from. And obviously there's pressure. There's pressure whether I sign for a free transfer and go and play at Old Trafford, or there's pressure if I sign for a world record fee. I feel like playing for Manchester United, there's pressure on to play well every game. But playing for any club there is, footballers, that's what we thrive off. The bigger the game, the more I like it. So I feel like I thrive off a bit of pressure, and I like the big games. I want to be involved in big games, and that's why I joined. Yeah, I must say, Yapstam was probably going to be in my team. So, I think Robbo said, I think he could probably still play now. I've watched him in some of the charity games, and he's still powering past people all the time now. So he must keep himself in great shape. I'm going to go with Rio Ferdinand, someone who I've always grew up watching. He was playing for England and playing for Manchester United when I was growing up watching football on TV. Someone who I've really looked up to and modelled my game on in terms of the way that he brought the ball out from defence and built attacks off and started attacks from the back. I think he changed a lot of people's perception of a central defender. Don't get me wrong, he was a great defender, a great competitor, but also he had the other side of bringing the ball out and starting attacks off. And he was great to watch over the years. And obviously, I think he'd be a great six-a-side player.
Yeah, we're good at six-a-side.
Very good.
Well adapted.
Very
No place for yourself then, Harry, but you can add yourself at the end if you want.
Yeah, maybe. I'll put myself on the bench. Play the
Player manager.
Probably the best six-a-side player I've played with. I'm going to put him in Marcus Rashford. I believe that I've always spoken so highly of Marcus when I was with him at England. His ability is frightening. I can't speak highly enough of him. I think he's going to go on to have an exceptional career. I think he's going to go on to be one of the... I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he's going to go on to be a wonderful player for Manchester United as he is now. But no, he's the best six-side player I've played with. So Marcus is in my team, and I know he'd be scoring, banging in goals left, right and centre.
Do you think, because he's obviously the youngest, well, maybe Axel, probably the youngest on this list, but do you think, I mean, Marcus has captained the club a few times. Do you think when the time comes and you pass the armband on, he's someone who would take it because he's about 5 years younger than you are? Yeah,
definitely. I think as a club, I don't think you should have a captain and obviously rely on him, but you need to spread the onus out and the leadership in the group. And Marcus is there, he battles through every game he can. Obviously, he's missing through a bad injury at the minute, but he's battling hard to get back, and he's very rarely misses games through small injuries. He's always wanting to make himself available. And yeah, I think you can see around the place and what he does on and off the field as well. Off the pitch, he's excellent with his charity work, which is great to see. And on the pitch, like I've said, for me, he's the most talented player I've ever played with, and I'm sure he's going to be a wonderful player for this club.
Harry, no Pogba in your team?
He might be disappointed that he's probably going to miss out, but I've only played a few six-a-sides with him, and I know in training playing against Paul, it's so hard. He's so big, so strong, so powerful. He has absolute everything. So no, he was on the list and thinking about it, but he's missed a lot of this season through a bad injury. So I'm sure next season and when we get going again, he's probably going to impress me even more. But no, what I've seen him train with him this year, he's a phenomenal player.